Dear fellow recruiters, let's understand about the different types of visas E1, E2 and E3 then and how you are going to deal with it. So here we are going to give credit to this individual who commented to one of the videos asking, can E2 work on W2 1099 or only C2C? So instead of replying to this comment, so I said, why don't I just prepare a video and everybody, whoever has the question, can get the clarity. Alright. So before we get into the answer, so let's understand what is E1 visa. So E1 visa, something look like this. What is E1 visa? E1 visa is for individuals who engage in substantial trade between the United States and their home country. So what is the substantial trade? So United States, and there are 78 countries who had an agreement between both of them that they can do businesses in US. So that is called Treaty of Commerce and Navigation. So according to that agreement, those countries whoever fall in this category, they need to apply for E1 and they can do business in US. So what sort of business has generally been done in E1, meaning that in the treaty? So here, import, export of goods, services, technology transfer, international banking, insurance, transportation, tourism, news gathering. So the individual who would like to do these sort of activities, they have to apply for E1. And again, there are only specific countries who fall in this category, and unfortunately, India is not there. Okay, there are 78 countries who are in treaty with United States for their trade, for their e-commerce, for their commerce and navigation, but India is not one from them. So, other than India, whoever falls in that category can do the business with US and having this E1. All right, and now, so E1 generally given for 2 years initially, and it can be extended any point of time. So there is no expiration because it's everything to do with the business, right? It is not to do with the job. And there is a category E2, that this visa something looks like this. So here, what is E2 visa? E2 visa generally called treaty investor. So the people, the individual who invest in a substantial amount of capital in the business, something is in US, so they are called treaty investor. For example, there is an individual who is working in the business, and that business also from that treaty trader, and the investor, the person who is applying for E2, this person also need to have at least 50% of capital investment in the business, then only the person is going to get E2. All of a sudden there is a company and you or me from India go there and ask for the E2 visa, it is not going to work. So we have to invest in that business and we need to show that we are from that country, meaning the country which has the treaty with the agreement of commerce and navigation from that country, then only we can get the permission to get the E2. Alright, this is also for 2 years and it can be extended for any point of time. So what kind of businesses that can be done? So here if you see, there is someone who starts a new business and the individual is investing in their purchasing an existing business. There is a business, someone is purchasing, there is investing in franchise, or there is a company, already there is a business and this individual joined that company as an employee or the person as an investor, and that person is working in that company in US to expand the operation. So in these kind of cases, E2 will be provided. Alright, and E1 visa holders or E2 visa holders only permitted to work with that organization, the organization which are named in the visa. So let's see if these people have something like that. Yes, if you see, owner, president, camera operator, so Michael Grippo Production Incorporation. So here this individual can only work with Michael Grippo Production Incorporation, they cannot change. So in that case, this person cannot leave the organization, something like H1B, right? Now what is E3 visa? E3 visa something looks like this. Alright, so this is, this is provided for Australian citizens. If they want a work visa, they get E3. So this is a special visa category available exclusively to the citizens of Australia who wish to work temporarily in the United States. Now, This is similar to H1B. Okay. Now H1B also needs a sponsor. And E3 also needs a sponsor, meaning an employer to run the payroll in US. Now for H1, there is a validity for 6 years unless they apply for I-140 and it gets approved. But in E3, there is unlimited extension. They can work in US as long as they want. Alright, that is what the benefit of E3 visa. And now the question comes, can we work with E2 or E1? No, we cannot work with E2 visa holders or E1 visa holders, and that is nothing to do with E3 visa holders. Okay, that is a treaty visas, and this is a visa. E3 visa is something given to the Australian citizens who would like to work in US, and we can work with the dependent of E3 visa, and those people get E3D dependent visa. Okay, now once someone, okay, let's say the spouse of the individual comes to US, that person gets E3D and they apply for EAD. So once the employment authorization document has been received by the individual, can work on C2C, W2 or 1099. But E3 visa holders can only work on corp to corp. As we can work with the dependents of E3 visa, like that, we can work with the dependents of E1 and E2 visas. So now, if someone, a spouse of the E1 or E2 goes to US and applies for EAD, can be eligible to work for any employers on any tax term. So E1 spouse gets E1 visa. Alright. The same way, if there is an E2 and the dependent of E2 gets E2S, and after getting E2S and coming to US, if they apply for EAD, they can work on any tax term with any employer. Alright, very good. Clear? So if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment box, and if you will like this video, let me know. If you have found something new information, let me know in the comment box, and I would suggest you to share this video with other recruiters so that they can learn more and they can crack interviews. Alright, thank you so very much for watching. This is Suman Pachigulla on a mission to impact 5 million lives through recruiters. Good luck.